Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I will request Mr. Governor Masrur J.Scheik for call to order.
Rotary Foundation seminar is called to order.
Thank you, Mr. Governor. Now I will request my technical team for invocation, to start the invocation.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful.
قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ.
Say, He is Allah, who is one.
Allahu Samad.
Allah, the eternal refuge.
Lam yalid wa lam yulad.
He neither begets nor is born.
وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ.
Nor is there to him any equivalent.
Jazakallah. I will request past District Governor Anthony for interfaith prayer.
As we gather here today as members of Rotary, as friends, we pray that we are ever mindful of opportunities for service to our communities, Rotary, country, and humanity, keeping in mind always the enduring values of life, exerting our efforts in those areas and on those things upon which future generations can build with confidence. Let us create hope in the world for a peaceful world, a prosperous world, a world of diversity, equity, inclusion, a better world. We ask for God's blessings and guidance in all our endeavors. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Governor Anthony. I will request all the participants here rise for the national anthem of Pakistan, followed by national anthem of Bahamas. Pakistan, National anthem of Bahamas. Thank you very much. Forward in the proceedings, I must appreciate very senior Rotarian Mia Shaukat Masood and must recognize his efforts for organizing this event and on behalf of the leadership, on behalf of the district, on behalf of district governor, I pay my gratitude and appreciations for the host club. Thank you very much for organizing such a wonderful venue event. Thank you very much, Rotary Club Islamabad Metropolitan. Thank you very much, Mia Shaukat Masood Sahab. Now I will request President Host Club for her welcome address.
Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening. I, on behalf of Rotary Club of Islamabad Metropolitan, welcome Barry Rassin, Chair, Rotary Foundation, Faz Kidwai, RI Director, Aziz Maiman, Trustee, Rotary Foundation, Masrur J.Scheik, District Governor, Lions Governor, Faizan Kanpur, District Management, fellow Rotarians and Rotaractors. It is an honor for RCIM to host you in the beautiful capital of Islamabad, capital of Pakistan. RCIM is the oldest club of Islamabad, which was chartered in 1987.
Thank you very much, President Dr. Azra. Let's round of applause for host club and President Dr. Azra. Now, I will request for opening remarks. I will request District Governor Masrur J.Scheik.
Respectable TRF Trustee, past Rotary International President Barry Rassin, Rotary International Director Mohammad Faz Kidwai, TRF Trustee Mr. Aziz Maiman, Honorable College of Governors and respectable guests and fellow Rotarians, and especially our friend from Lions, Mr. Kanpur. The Rotary Foundation transforms your gifts into service projects that change lives both close to home and around the world. Since it was founded more than 100 years ago, the foundation has spent more than $4 billion on the life-changing sustainable projects. With our help, TRF can make lives better in our communities and around the world.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much. I may call Engineer Azam Islam Sahab to represent Islamabad Chamber of Commerce and the Governor Lawrence. Please join us in the panel discussion. And the Chairman Smart Village Project, past District Governor Saif, please join us. Today's topic of discussion is partnerships and how the corporates join hands with us to create an impact for the communities who need true help, and we are there to serve them. So please have a seat. I would like to request the panelists to introduce Azam Islam Sahab, please. A few words about yourself.
Islamabad Chamber of Commerce and Industry is a platform of more than 10,000 businessmen that belongs to trade and industry both. And this Islamabad Chamber of Commerce and Industry is also facilitating our members to liaison with the government officials and solve their problems in the different departments, as well as we also help and facilitate our members to increase their trade in foreign countries as well. And in this regard, we prepared trade delegations to different countries, and this trade delegation facilitate our members to enhance their trade of their products in different countries. And similarly, I am also the president of Lions Club, as Rotary Club, because I introduced with Rotary Club immediately after my university education in Lahore, and I worked for a few days in Lahore for Rotary Club as well. So that is my introduction.
Thank you very much, sir. I think you should also join Rotary, because in Rotary we are famous of giving long induction.
Sir, at this platform, I, being an engineer, civil engineer of more than 27 years of construction industry, I offer my services to the Rotary Club Islamabad, Rotary Islamabad, for my services of construction industry. And at this moment, I also appreciate the Rotary International for their work to eliminate the polio in Pakistan, and also the shelter rooms for the people of flood affected area.
This is a Smart Village program which is a vision of our visionary leader, a founder of this program, Director Rotary International Mohammad Faiz Kidwai. I will start my presentation with a line which was UN Chief Antonio said, "I have never seen climate carnage on the scale of the floods here in Pakistan." And this covers all the devastation which we have witnessed. We have witnessed that many of the villages were devastated badly from the face of the earth. And what is the main reason? What is the cause of this devastation? And it is a climate change. Pakistan is a victim of climate change, and it is a basically unprecedented heat waves, record-breaking rainfall, flash floods due to melting of glaciers. And this is what Pakistan is nowadays facing. If we see Pakistan on the global map, you can see that there are rivers, there are glaciers, and due to this change, we are the worst victim on the face of the earth. Next slide, please. Smart villages, a way to achieve sustainable development in villages. Once we call it a smart village, all of a sudden only one thing which arises, it is just like a technology, as we are used to using smartphones, smart laptops, and each and every smart cars, and each and everything is smart. But it is not like that. Technology, we are basically through these, using these technologies, we are going to develop sustainable indigenous living through innovation in technology, and that's why our visionary leader, Director Faiz Kidwai, called this program is a smart village. And why we are calling this project? Why we are not calling it a project? It is not a one village. It is not a one project having few houses. It is a basically program. Program is a thing which has to go along with the rest of the life, and with not only in Pakistan, not only in flood affected areas. After mitigating all the things, after reconstruction of all the flood affected areas, we will definitely go to all other peri-urban areas, rural areas, to transform lives through using the technology. And definitely the vision is to this project, this program will go beyond the border, and people are started talking to this program. And normally on the daily basis, very oftenly our Director Faiz is used to tell us all the stories that people are talking about this program. What are the objectives? Protecting environment with zero or minimum carbon footprint. And this is first project, as I'm also Azhar bhai आपको कौन नहीं जानता पाकिस्तान इंजीनियरिंग काउंसिल में, as I'm also an engineer, therefore I can say this thing safely and with the confidence, and this is one of very few projects in Pakistan which the ultimate goal of this program is a zero carbon or minimum emission. The second main objective is growing local economies through indigenous and technological intervention. Supporting health and education, use of renewable and alternative energy, water, sanitation and hygiene interventions, encourage agro-based organic interventions, participatory mechanism for ownership. If we see around the globe, and if we are talking about a community project cannot sustain without a participation of the local community, local people. That's why by designing this project, the main element of this project is a participatory approach. And the other thing is, which is a focus of the world, which is a focus of the developing economies, it is a women-centered methodology for spreading transformation.
I mean, I've just seen the presentation, and the work you have done for the flood victims is truly appreciable. Similarly, Loins have been serving the community the same way for the flood victims, for all, and as a law governor, I am ready to be in your team to serve. Please allow me to contribute myself 100,000 rupees for this smart village. This is going to be a very small appreciation to the Rotary International Pakistan, how they are working, and as a Loins governor, wherever you need me, my team, myself, you will find us with you.
Thank you very much. We have one more distinguished guest, panelist, Dr. Rassin Masrur. He is CEO and founder of Roots Millennium Education Systems, the youngest ever who has got the Stada Imtiaz. Thank you. I have grabbed him from his family's time because he's so busy. And thank you very much, Rassin, for being here. So I just give you a recap. I think we have partnered with Rotary, and you've been briefed too about the Smart Village project. And as Saif bhai has already briefed you, and we have been talking, that in next 1 year, our target is 20 villages, smart villages with 2,000 houses in it. And each shelter home costs about $500. So here the session is on the partnerships. How we can build these 220 smart villages with 2,000 houses, shelters, community-based, and how our partners can come in, support us, and then how can we make this project sustainable. So we start the discussion. Sir, now it's over to you. How we can, the point is that how Islamabad Chamber of Commerce partner with Rotary Pakistan and the Smart Village project, because you are not a single entity. You have a group of companies and you have a lot of CSR programs going on. So, sir, how we can move ahead? So remember, you don't have option to going back. We are partners. So you're committed. So now how we can go about it?
Thank you very much, Imran sir. Actually, I am from South Punjab, from Rahimia Khan. So let's start first partnership from there. I personally donate 500,000 for that village in Rahimia Khan, and that is a seed money. That is a seed money, and inshallah, as you told that the Rotary Club will give 10 times, so we will increase this 500,000 inshallah, and that village which will be in Rahimi Arfan, I as a advisory member of advisory council member of Pakistan Constructor Association, All Pakistan Constructor Association, and also as the member of Pakistan Engineering Council, I will own that project inshallah with Rotary Club. That will be in India Hall. So that is from my side, and also Islamabad Chamber of Commerce and Industry will also be a partner in that project.
Thank you very much. So I think what we can request, we can have an MOU signed with
Yes.
Islamabad Chamber of Commerce.
Of course.
And then we can come back and give presentation to all members about the smart villages, and then we can start working together. So I think this is something which is very important.
And here I can also say this, that as advisory council member of All Pakistan Constructor Association, I can also facilitate you everywhere in Pakistan, because we can facilitate you and we can work on no profit, no loss basis on that project as well.
Amazing. Saif, before I come to Dr. Rassin Masrur, one of the most brilliant and young entrepreneurs, what your plans are on the sustainability of these villages? Because, you know, there are a lot of projects done by the government, that they make the houses and then they move on and nobody's back there to look after. The sustainability of these 2,000 houses is the most important element of the success of this project, because I think the vision of the RID is not only this Rotary Smart Villages Pakistan, but beyond Pakistan. So your take on that?
Thank you, Imran. During my presentation, I told that the only key element is a community, and we have adopted a participatory approach to make these villages, to make this program a sustainable program. And this is the key factor. Wherever community work is to be done, the only thing which can make it a sustainable, it is a participatory approach. And we have already adopted it. Wherever we are going to build these houses, these villages, there will be a community committee who will look after it, and obviously there is a national task force which will be regularly, continuously connected with by using the technology with these villages, and we will make it sure to make all these programs, all these villages sustainable.
Excellent. Dr. Hassan, thank you very much for being here. And as I know, you are very brilliant and the ideas machine, which I say. So what is your take on this project, and how you can collaborate, or your partners can collaborate with us? So Maya, I can give you mine.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I must thank Rotary International and all the distinguished members, those who are visiting Pakistan. Thank you very much. Look, sustainability, it is the word in 21st century. They say about this century that the only thing which is certain is uncertainty. They say about these times that the only constant in the world, it is called change. So not only just governments need to be sustainable, companies need to be sustainable, and in fact, relationships also need to be sustainable. So speaking about sustainability, in the past we heard that the real purpose of a good company or an enterprise or a social enterprise is to make a profit. But they say, what good is a profit if you do not profit the society? And doing so, the denominators are people, planet, profits through partnerships for prosperity. The 5 P's of the global change. And then for the world, the global community, the common denominator are the sustainable development goals. They bridge the world through a collaborative frameworks of SDG, which speaks about these 17 development goals. When people are born in any society or in any country, they're born as subjects. Such community engagement like Rotary, other community and social development in women enterprises, they transform subjects into citizenry, meaningful citizenry in the societies and in the communities they serve amongst the Global Committee of Nations. So organizations like such, they are deeply denominated by the concept of community, giving, and making sure that such partnerships are inclusive, they are equitable, and they are sustainable. Now, sustainability is not a top-down concept. Sustainability is bottom-up. Sustainability means ownership. Sustainability means contribution. Sustainability means advocacy. Sustainability means policy. Sustainability does not mean that you come together and you have few ideas and you bring together an action plan, but also how do you advocate and champion that plan, bring on those resources, and doing so that you raise a sustainable community project where the ownership is with the community so that they know how they can benefit and make an impact in the world and making good to the climate and to the community actions. So as an educationist, we are the only school in Pakistan that we have included SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, in our core curriculum. And we are very happy to partner with Rotary for the Road Track and Interact clubs as well. And we have seen the rich dividends of such community partnerships. And I must say that all the partnerships, because Pakistan is a huge dividend of benefits of 18th Amendment. You have district governments, you have provincial governments, you have community support groups, you have development sector, and then you have a lot of presence of success stories. So by forging such partnerships, Chamber of Commerce and Industry is critical, academia, knowledge capital, women capital, government advocacy. But I must say that as long as the people, they believe and the impact of what their contribution are going to make, people will give. Because the modern form of profit is that you profit the society. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now I'd like to have an idea if anybody wants to contribute for the Smart Village project. The floor is open for the pledge. Anybody is willing to, or they will? Okay, then let's move on. Lisa, would you like to have some last words, or we conclude our session?
Please conclude because time is very short.
With the paucity of time, I think we should conclude the session. We had a very rich discussion, and thank you very much for gracing us. And we hope that we will not only this year but years to come will contribute in the greatest form for the Rotary Foundation as well. And I would like to thank Saif Chaudhary Sahab. Sir, thank you very much. Lisa, Faizan, thank you very much. And Dr. Faisal, thank you very much for your time. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And a good applause, a loud applause for the participants. Thank you very much.
Friends, as you all know, that Rotary Foundation has got two arms. It works with two arms. One is the arm through which it receives the contributions from us, from Rotarians and from the donors. And the other arm is the arm with which Rotary Foundation gives back that money to the Rotarians for their projects and for the grants, district grants, global grants, and there are so many other types of grants. Next slide, please. Now, before moving onwards to the details of foundation and giving, we all need to do a little bit of soul searching, a little bit of review of our personal philosophy, our personal ideologies, and we'll find that there are a lot of stuck points. At least I had some stuck points when I joined Rotary as a fresh Rotarian. And I remember it very well that my training, and so is the training of rest of us during our childhood, that if you give charity from your right hand, your left hand should not come to know about it. So that was the concept, and that was one of the major stuck points which I had in my mind, due to which I was reluctant to pay to the Rotary Foundation because my training told me that the right hand should not know what the left hand is doing. So I discussed this issue with one of my great mentors. His name is Past District Governor Colonel Tanveer, and I talked with him, and he told me that I should consult some religious scholar. And when I consulted a religious scholar, I came across a verse of Holy Quran, which I will be sharing in my next slide, and that was an eye-opener for me, that how Islam projects and promotes charity openly and secretly in both ways. So next slide is going to be very interesting slide for all of us. Not the next slide. We also need to do some soul searching before we embark towards our contributions, because every one of us should have a very clear concept about life, death, and life hereafter. And our great friend Aziz Memon Saab used to narrate a story that there was a Jewish banker, and while he was on his deathbed, he made his will to the family that these few lines should be written on my tombstone. And what were those lines? Those lines were that the money I spent was the money I enjoyed. The money I saved was the money I lost. And the money I gave was the money I saved. So friends, we all need to think about it, that this life is going to end in one way or the other, today or day after tomorrow or some other time. But in any case, all of us have to leave for the next life hereafter. And whatever we will give during this life, we will get, and it's the promise of God Almighty that we'll get 70 times more in the life hereafter, because God says very clearly in Quran that if you do trade, again this is mentioned in the next slide, that if you trade with me, you will never be in loss. Similarly, we should have a complete trust in our foundation. Our foundation is being monitored by two ways. One is the internal audit system through which each and every grant is monitored, and the other is some international organizations which monitor all the charitable organizations. And Charity Navigator is one of those organizations, and this Charity Navigator has been giving 4-star recognition to our Rotary Foundation for the last consecutive 15 years. For the last 15 years, Charity Navigator is giving us 4-star rating, which is the best rating they give to any organization. And similarly, again, when I was stuck during my initial Rotary years, that when I was made an assistant governor, and I requested all the friends that they should contribute to the foundation, and I was finding it very difficult to convince them that how to donate for the foundation. Again, I contacted with one of my friends, and they told me, senior friends, senior Rotarians, and they told me that unless and until you don't contribute yourself, no one is going to listen to your words. So friends, no training in the world is completed without this one sentence, without these 3 words, lead by example. Unless we don't lead by example, we cannot convince our friends, our colleagues, our followers that they should also follow suit. So these are some of the basics which we need to have a clear concept about, so that when we embark on our donation campaigns, we have not only clarity in our mind, we should be prepared to clear these points in the minds of the friends who contact us for contributions. Next slide, please. Now this is the slide I was talking about, and without going into the upper detail, I will simply translate it. This Quranic verse, I will translate it, and this translation is by Abul Ala Maududi Saab. So he is a non-controversial person. His translation is, surely those who recite the book of Allah and establish prayer and spend privately and publicly. Publicly, I have changed it into green color so that it should be very clear in our mind, because we are the ones who spend publicly. So Allah Almighty says, those who spend privately and publicly out of what we have provided them, look forward to a trade that shall suffer no loss. It's a commitment of God with all of us. Allah Ta'ala's commitment with us, that those who will contribute in my way, in the way of God, for charity and for different projects, they are not going to face any type of loss. So this is a very clear concept, and right hand and left hand, that might be in a different perspective, that when we give to someone, his ego or his self-respect should not be harmed. But as far as giving openly is concerned, and we the Rotarians, when we contribute to the Rotary Foundation, we never know that where this money is going to be spent, in which country, in which society, in which locality this money is going to be spent, which simply means that we are not going to hurt the ego of the recipients of that amount. Similarly, we even don't know, because in one of the next slides I will share with you a very unique share system of Rotary Foundation. So we even don't know at the time of contribution that during which governor's tenure this amount will be reimbursed to the district or to the global grants or district grants, because after 3 years the governor has still yet to be elected, and we don't know that who will be our governors after 3 years. So we are not even obliging any governor who is yet to come after 3 years. So this, from Quranic point of view and from either point of view, this is a very safe contribution to the Rotary Foundation. Next slide, please. Thank you. Now, of course, we all know that whatever we contribute to the Rotary Foundation, now this is a technical Rotarians slide, typical, we have been listening to all these things in different seminars, that whatever we contribute to the Rotary Foundation transforms those contributions into projects and into different localities. Those localities might be in our vicinity or might not be in our vicinity, they might be in our distant land as well. Next slide, please. Now, these are the different ways through which we can support our foundation. First is the annual fund, then is the endowment fund, and we will talk about all of these funds in detail. At least there is one slide for each of these funds, each of these points. Endowment fund, planned giving and benefactor bequest, restricted giving and directed gift, restricted giving and approved global grant, and polio plus fund. In any of these funds, when we contribute, the contribution directly goes to the Rotary Foundation, and Rotary Foundation recognizes us in its special way, which we'll again discuss in our next slides. Next slide, please. These are the top 5 countries which contribute to the Rotary Foundation. Next slide. Now, annual fund. Sorry. You want to see it again? No, thank you. Annual fund and share. Support to the annual fund, whatever we contribute during a Rotary year, that is called annual fund, and that annual fund gets divided into 2 parts, district designated fund and international fund. So annual fund is one of the ways to contribute to the Rotary Foundation. Next slide, please. That I should cut short my presentation. So next slide, please. So these are the different ways and opportunities through which we can contribute to the Rotary Foundation, and believe me, it's an absolutely transparent foundation. Through any yardstick, through any standard of the world, our foundation is absolutely transparent. Our money is spent at the right point, always goes into the right hand, and your very generous contribution to the Rotary Foundation are always needed, required, and we will always welcome it. Thank you very much.
They may be on the way. Most of the time it happens that by the time the food is ready, that's what Adnan was telling me. Adnan is here. Adnan was telling me, Adib Mehmet Sahab, do not worry, by the time the delicious food is about to be served, you'll see the hall is full. Anyway, a very good evening, Assalamu alaikum, and here is the trustee chair of Rotary Foundation, Barry Rassin. And this is his first visit to Pakistan, a memorable visit. A lot has been said, Mansoor has spoken everything about the Rotary Foundation. I don't think anything is left for me to add. The only thing I can add is that I endorse what he said and how and where you can support the foundation, your foundation. And it is not that as Mansoor is becoming a Azam society member, you should become. No. Good. I will never, request or force anyone. I would say that, just start giving. You have to make a start somewhere. वो कहीं ना कहीं तो शुरू करोगे. 1000 से कर दो, 2000 से कर दो, 10,000 से कर दो. रोफ साहब, यही मैं कह रहा था ना कि जितने से जाए, छोटा सा अमाउंट गिव every Rotarian every year. In Pakistan, there are 82.3% Rotarians who have not contributed anything to the Rotary Foundation. Even in the villages, even in the smart villages also, we must have Rotarians who can give $100. Look at the generosity of the chamber president and the lions, we should try to match them at least, no? Thank you for the support. Thank you. I wish you would join Rotary because you would be a good Rotarian also. Because we have, now let me finish, we have at least 5 past district governors of line in Rotary and they're doing very well. So you're welcome. So moving forward, we are here not for a very long time. We are here to serve the community and to leave our footprints. Rotary Foundation has given you 7 areas of focus. You select what you want to, and the donor's wish is final. You want to give for mother and child, fine. You want to give for polio, when you give for polio, you have an added advantage that the funds which you donate are matched 1:2 by Bill Melinda Gates Foundation. So if you are going to give $1,000 to the Rotary Foundation for Polio Plus, Rotary Foundation, the Bill Melinda Gates Foundation will drop in 2,000. So your 1,000 becomes 3,000. Take advantage of that also. On 24th October, you will have the World Polio Day. So before that, make some contribution to the Polio Plus Fund. Annual giving is something which is very important. Now, I'm trying to check out at this point of time that how much DDF is coming to Mansoor and how much to Hanif, but how will the DDF accumulate? The DDF is going to accumulate when you will be contributing to the annual fund. Now, if you look at the list in 3271, of course, there is a good amount of money coming in, but again, they are giving it to restricted grants. They want to support the projects of the clubs. I would humbly request, give to the club project, give to Polio Plus, but then at least make or mark 50% or 40%, whatever amount to the annual giving. This annual giving is going to come back to the governor as DDF. And when it comes back as a DDF, the governor is able to do more global grants. Now, by talking of global grants, we have a district stewardship committee, and I can see the champion of that, Anthony Richard, my dear friend, sitting.
Rotary is partnering with them also. So again, if you want to channelize your fund for any particular charity or an organization, let us know. We will also join you, and there is where we will increase our impact. We are going to reach more people. But that is the objective. The challenges are tremendous, especially in Pakistan. We all know the economic challenges we have gone through. We all know the challenges due to floods, what we are facing. And we don't know are we going to get back to normal? But Rotary Foundation here is where at least can play its role. So let us join hands, let us join, as I said, let it be an area of your choice, an avenue of your choice, and let us partner to multiply your contributions to many folds. Thank you very much.
Governor, ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege and honor to introduce our chief guest of today's seminar. Barry Rassin has been a Rotarian since 1980 as member of Rotary Club of East Nassau, served as president of the club in 1987-88, district governor for district 7020, director RI board, trustee and vice chair of Rotary Foundation, president Rotary International 2018-19, and trustee chair of Rotary Foundation 2023-24. He received Rotary's highest honor, the Service Above Self Award, for his meritorious services. He and his wife are major donors and benefactors of the Rotary Foundation. Before becoming president-elect, Rassin was best known for leading Rotary's relief and recovery efforts after the 2010 earthquake in Haiti, which included 105 separate projects funded by Rotarian. Let me share, when Barry Rassin arrived at Rotary headquarters in Evanston at 4 a.m. for his first day as president-elect, his security card won't work.
Rotary leaders, and a special thank you to the President of the Chamber of Commerce. It's great to see you here and to be working with you as an organization. Also great to see the Governor of the Lions here. I had the privilege when I was president to meet with the global president of Lions, Kiwanis, and we talked about how we need to do more together. Let's have a week a year where all of us do projects together. Imagine how much more we could do for this world. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. I won't push you to be a Rotarian, but put that in your pocket. Think about that. Really a pleasure to be with you, District 3272. You do a lot of great work. You've heard some amazing things from your Regional Rotary Foundation Coordinator, Dr. Masrur. Thank you. He could have used another hour to give you the rest of the details. You were talking fast, and I do appreciate you getting through a lot in a short period. We can be thought of as a complicated organization, but really we're not. All we want to do is do good in the world. We got all kind of formulas and ways and funds and all the things that we do in the way of grants, but it's all about doing good in the world. It's all about making our communities better and making our world a better place for those who need us. We need to remember that and stay focused on that, and don't let the complication, the complexity of the organization distract you from the focus to do good. I also like to congratulate you on your smart villages. I think that's a fantastic program. And I know that you've been instrumental. Really good. I saw something very similar to that in the Philippines after it was finished. And what they did was amazing. They transformed an entire river by moving everybody off the river into a smart village. And it really is a great concept, and I wish you all the best with that, because that's a great way to go to help our communities. But we're here to talk about the Rotary Foundation. Thank you for coming to listen about our foundation. And I'm sure you know by now that this is the #1 humanitarian organization in the world. It is the top. You heard about Charity Navigator. Whether you've heard of them or not, that's an outside agency that investigates and looks in detail NGOs, charitable organizations, and rates us. And as you heard, for 15 years we've been rated at the top with 4 stars out of 4 stars. For the last 5, 100 out of 100. Because we're accountable, we're transparent, and our administrative cost is low compared to other NGOs. Those are good reasons right there to donate to our Rotary Foundation. Because your money is being well spent, going to the right causes, going to where you want it to go, and you know exactly where it's going. Why do you think Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has given us $1.6 billion over all these years to polio eradication? Because he trusts the Rotary Foundation. He knows that every single dollar he gives us goes to polio eradication. There's no question in their mind. I remember when I was on the board of directors, this program started, and I'm at a board meeting, and the president came in the room and said, I just want to let you know, I just had to walk out for a moment to check our bank account, because we just had $100 million deposited into our bank account. Think about that. 100 million US dollars, boom, in the account. Why? Because we gave the $50 million. And we are committed to doing that every single year. We must do it if we want to finish the job. And we promised the children we would finish the job. So we've got to raise those funds. There's so many ways to do it, but we do ask every club to give that 1,500 US dollars. And I know that's a challenge here with the exchange rates that you have. But I ask you as part of our organization, make sure that 1,500 goes as a district, the 20% of DDF, if you can get that going. If we do that from around the world and every district participates, then we reach our $50 million goal. And once we reach the $50 million goal, we raise the $100 million. So now we have $150 million to spend, and remember, a lot of that is coming right back here to Pakistan to help you, because you are the leaders in the world right now in making sure that we eradicate polio. I went firsthand over the last couple of days to watch what you were doing in Pakistan and getting those 2 drops to those children. I had the privilege of giving some drops myself to some children. When you look in the eyes of the parents, usually it's the mother, but on the bus that I was on and giving that drop, it was the father looking at me with a smile on his face that he knew that Rotary, a person who wears this pin, just saved his child from polio. That's special. What you're doing is special. And I've been talking about Pakistan in all of my speeches when I talk about the Rotary Foundation, because I want the rest of the Rotary world to know how hard you're working to make sure we finish the job. And I know you're working hard. I know your health workers are working hard. And there's a great respect between the health workers and Rotary. WHO is watching. Be proud of what you're doing, because you're getting it done. And I do appreciate the challenges. Your border is a challenge. Afghanistan, coming across the border back and forth, it's a challenge. But I stood there and watched these buses keep coming, and every time a bus came, it stopped. Rotary workers got on board and gave those children drops. Another area, we went to a village where we were able to go house to house. And on the wall, I could see AFP 0, acute flaccid paralysis 0. That makes me proud. And I'm not even here from Pakistan. But you should be glowing with pride because of what you're doing. We know we've had 7 cases this year, 2 here and 5 in Afghanistan. I saw this morning an email. Every Thursday, Friday, we get an email telling us what the status is. And if I remember right from this morning, 9 weeks we have not had a single case of the wild polio virus. 9 weeks. Prior to the last 2, we had 11 weeks without. World Health Organization believes this is the last year of us seeing the wild polio virus. But that means we've got to stay vigilant. Around the world, we still have to immunize 400 million children a year for years to come. That has to continue. We learned a lesson last year when they found the wild polio virus in the environment in New York, in the United Kingdom, in Israel. It travels. As long as it exists, every one of us is at risk. They estimate we go back up to 200,000 cases a year if we stop immunizing. That's how fast it moves. So thank you. I said all that just to say thank you to you for what you're doing. And as I say, I'm proud of you, and I'm telling that story everywhere I go, because I want the world to know what you're doing. But that's our number one priority. That's not all we do. Our foundation does amazing things. We have these programs of scale that we started 3 years ago. Started in Zambia, where the Rotary Foundation gave a grant of $2 million. The Gates Foundation matched us with $2 million, and World Vision matched that with $2 million. $6 million grant to reduce malaria in Zambia by 90%. We have done so well with that the Gates Foundation and World Vision have come back to us and said, we want to expand this program. We're willing to each give you $10 million more to expand that program. That is trust, and that is how Rotary works. So we're trying to finalize the details. You know, it's nice to have the vision, but then you've got to bring it down to reality of how you're going to do it, because we then have to come up with $10 million to match that. But we will. We'll figure out how to do it, we'll get it done, and we'll expand that program. The second program of scale in Nigeria was to reduce maternal and infant mortality. And that began last year. We're already seeing good results. I'm sure we're going to see a significant reduction in mortality because of a Rotary program. Again, $2 million from the Rotary Foundation. And the latest one in Egypt to significantly reduce cervical cancer. And again, it can be done, so let's do it. Egypt wants to do it. We're supporting them with another $2 million grant. And every time we do this, we get others to match us so that it really grows into big, impactful, transformative programs. It's getting done well, and that's because Rotarians like yourselves want our world to be a better place. So I tell you all that, again, to remind you that this is the best humanitarian organization in the world. Why would you want to give your money anywhere else? But we need to think about how are we going to raise more funds. We set a goal this year, the trustees, some blame me for this, but I'm saying it's the trustees made a decision that we're going to have a goal of raising $500 million this year. We've never had a goal that high. Last year was $440 million, so significant increase. I personally believe this is very doable. Every time we come to our Rotary world and say we need to accomplish something more, we do it. Because we know it's not about the money. It's about the people we help with the money we raise. So we've got to think a little differently to raise more than usual. We've got to think about different programs. We've asked every district around the world to have $1 million dinner, as an example. And $1 million dinner means you may raise $250,000 or you may raise $10 million. But you have a special function where you invite non-Rotarians to learn about what the foundation is and understand that everybody should be a part of what we do. And with that image out there and that understanding, then we're able to raise more money, because now we're reaching outside ourselves. We've had this bad habit for many years of talking to ourselves. And you in this audience are the committed ones. So we're talking to the committed ones. We need to be talking to the ones out there who don't yet understand. If each of you do that and we do that, we're going to reach more people to help us do more work. So our other goals are that we would like every member of this organization to donate something to the Rotary Foundation this year. Globally, we only have 38% donating to our Rotary Foundation. That's just not good enough. We've got to reach every single member and engage them and inspire them that they need to be a part of what we do. They need to be able to stand proud when we announce the eradication of polio, because they donated something toward it. We also ask that everybody who has given something to the foundation, give a little more this year. Whatever it is for you, give a little more. If we get every member and every one of us do a little more and every district does something special, we'll easily exceed $500 million. Part of that fund is The 150 million for the annual fund, you heard how important that is so that we get that DDF coming back to your district. 50 million for polio, important, so we get the 100 million, also part of it. And then we have to look at the endowment fund. 60 million for cash in the endowment fund is our budget this year, and 80 million in expectancies. Now think about those expectancies. You could take out life insurance, you could write it in your will. None of that hurts you, none of that affects you now. Your family will worry about it later. But it's something you can do to say, I'm committed to the Rotary Foundation at some point in time, and we're not rushing you on that, but at some point, the Rotary Foundation will have it. And even if we reach those goals for the endowment fund, we won't reach our goal of $2 billion in 25 by 2025. That's only 2 years from now. We currently are about 440 million short, which means we've got about 1.67 million, 1.67, it's hard to say the word, billion already in our endowment fund. That means every year, once we reach the 2025, every year, at least 50 million is coming back to help us with our programs, our grants. And our grant program is phenomenal. During the pandemic, we did 2,066 global grants. That's the most we had ever done in our history, in a year where every other organization was doing less than they'd ever done in their history. That's what Rotary, we stepped up. 39 million was given to, I hate to see the lions walking out, you know, I'm just joking. Where was I? So, I lost my place completely. The grants, 2,066 in the pandemic, incredible, $39 million of that went for pandemic-related grants. We were able to respond within weeks to help districts and clubs to respond to the crisis we were having with the pandemic. Weeks. Many of us get frustrated because we say Rotary takes too long, but we saw us turn around quickly for the pandemic. We saw us turn around quickly for Ukraine to help them with their disaster. Not a natural disaster, but a disaster. We do all these amazing things, but you know, I throw all these statistics and these numbers and programs. It's more important to really understand the people who we help. That's why I'm here. That's why I do what I do in Rotary. Because every time I see that person, whether it was the father on the bus yesterday or the children we see in parts of the world that a Rotary club or a district has helped, and put a smile on their face. Take a story that tells you the power of Rotary. A few years ago, I was at a meeting at headquarters in Evanston. And Greg Pod was also at that meeting. First time we had met each other, and we just were chatting at the coffee break, and he learned that Haiti was a country within my district. So, oh, you have Haiti. I have a child in Haiti that needs open heart surgery, and he can't get a visa. Is there something you could do to help me get him to the United States? I said, well, guess what? Doesn't need to go to the United States. The Gift of Life program is in Haiti. We can make that work. That was Wednesday morning. So he said, well, what we need is, what I told him, what I need is the medical records, I need the information, and while you're getting that, I'll find out if Gift of Life doctors are presently on site, which I did. By Thursday, we knew exactly what we needed to do. He got me the medical records. The doctor was about to leave. He said, I'll wait another day so we could take care of this child. By Friday morning, you've seen this in your country. I don't see this in my country, but the father, the mother, and the child all got on a little scooter to drive an hour on the scooter to Port-au-Prince to the hospital where the doctor was waiting. And they got him his surgery. And you know, as a Rotarian, okay, we did a good thing, we helped this child, and they're going to live a good life, and we kind of go on to the next thing, right? All of us do that, because we're always doing something to make our communities better. Kind of put it in the back of my mind, but 6 months later, I get this email from an unknown name. And what it was this little boy, Daniel, wanted to tell me how he was doing. I wanted to say thank you. And he sent me a picture. His picture has a scar from here to here, and the biggest smile you can imagine on his face. And he wanted to say thank you for saving his life. That's why we're here. That's why we do it. That's why we need $500 million. That's why we do so many grants. That was just one global grant that helped that family. In the last 5 years, we have impacted 600 million people with our grants. And when you donate to the Rotary Foundation, you change people's lives. President Gordon wants us to create hope in the world. We create hope in the world. It's great to go around and see a child or an adult, when they look at you and they see the Rotary pin. They see the Rotary pin and they smile because they know that somebody who is wearing that pin changed their life at some point. Created life, created hope, and they knew that they could go on and have a good life because of a Rotarian, a club, a district somewhere in the world. We all do this for people around the world we never see, we never will see, we'll never meet, we don't even know who they are. But you should smile because you've changed their life and they know it and they appreciate it. I had the great opportunity when I was president to visit 60 countries and visit projects in every single one of those countries. And everywhere I went, the people were appreciative of what our grants accomplished for them in their community. And like I said, when they smile, it does my heart good because it makes me proud to be a Rotarian. So I thank you for all that you do. A special thank you for what you do for polio eradication. As I say, I tell your story everywhere. But thank you for everything else you do. You know, it's not only about polio. That's maybe a top priority, but you also take care of Smart Village. You do water filtration plants. You have the dialysis center I saw. Beautiful. One of the best dialysis centers I've ever seen in Karachi. One of the best ones I've ever seen in the world that's in Karachi. Fabulous. You do amazing work. Thank you for all that you do. Please keep doing it. Remember, our foundation is number one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friends. It was a wonderful seminar. You all contributed very generously. You all announced your donation in 23-24. I'm really, really grateful for your presence, for your generous contribution. I'm really, really grateful कि आप सब ने इतना
थोड़ा बोल लें।
हाँ आप सब ने इतना अमेजिंग काम किया। नूर जमान रफीक साहब मेरे भाई हंस रहे हैं पीछे बैठ के, लेकिन आपने डोनेशन दिया कि नहीं दिया? अच्छा दिया, वेरी गुड। जिसने नहीं दिया यार मैं उनको पहले ढूंढ रहा हूँ क्योंकि अब वो सब लोग चले गए हैं, तकल्लुफ़ात खत्म हो गए हैं, तो मैं उनको जरा निशानदेही कर लूँ जिन्होंने मुझसे कमिटमेंट करनी है। इफ्तिखार भाई सर हिला रहे हैं पीछे बैठ के, आपने कितने पैसे देने हैं? दे के बताएंगे? ठीक है, बता के नहीं देते, ये बहुत सियाने हैं। डॉक्टर साहब, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर योर pledge. I'm really grateful. शमशी भाई, मुझे रोहिला साहब आपका समझ में नहीं आया था, आपने क्या कहा था? $2,000 नहीं, कंडीशनल की एक्सेप्टेंस नहीं होती, वो नहीं।
सब्जेक्ट टू था कुछ, सब्जेक्ट टू फातमी फाउंडेशन,
वो तो ग्रांट इज अ सेपरेट थिंग, वो तो हो ही जाएगी, उसमें कुछ वो नहीं है।
कि आप ग्रांट अप्रूव करते हैं, मैं और ज़्यादा दे दूँ।
सर कोशिश करते हैं इंशाल्लाह।
वो आप नहीं करेंगे मुझे।
अब्दुल्ला हारून कुमैल, आपने क्या किया? हाँ, $100, ठीक है। नहीं, अनाउंस तो किया ना कुछ पीछे कुछ नहीं। आइए, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
और डायरेक्टर साहब की बात करो।
जी सर। सर वो तो हो ही जानी है, आपको पता है। जाहिद मिर्जा साहब, आपने भी तो कमिटमेंट कुछ करनी थी, कर दी? वेरी गुड। अच्छा, कुछ लोग कुर्सियों में नीचे सर कर लिए मैं पहचान नहीं पा रहा हूँ। चिश्ती साहब, कोट साहब, चिश्ती साहब ने दूसरा कोट तैयार कर लिया, ये इसको बेचेंगे। अब मेरे जमाने में इसकी जो है वो ऑप्शन होगी नहीं, उसका जिक्र है ना। वो तो दान साहब ने कहा है कि उसका जो जितने का बिका था उसमें कुछ डाल के उन्होंने उसको 1,18,000 रुपए बनाया। मैं कर देता हूँ जी, 1,18,000 रुपए जो है ना, उसके जितने भी डॉलर्स आएंगे वो चिश्ती साहब की तरफ से रोटरी फाउंडेशन की जाएंगे। कुछ लोग पीछे पीछे छुप के बैठ गए हैं। इरम मुफ्ती, आपने भी तो कुछ कमिट किया था। $100, ठीक है। ठीक है। और जी, how much? $100. Very good. Your good name is Nadia. Very good. Nadia said, I have an announcement. I have an announcement. चैम्बर के वाइस प्रेसिडेंट अजहर साहब, आप और मेरे शेख भाई जो हैं, दी गवर्नर ऑफ लाइन्स, आप दोनों को रोटरी इंटरनेशनल की तरफ से एज अ गिफ्ट हम पॉल हैरिस फेलो बना रहे हैं। इट कॉस्ट $1,000, लेकिन आपके लिए वो हमारी तरफ से तोहफा है रोटरी की तरफ से। तो आप दोनों को आपका मेडालियन जो है वो मिल जाएगा इंशाल्लाह। एंड ओवर टू माय फ्रेंड, कुछ गवर्नर साहब भी कहने के लिए आ रहे हैं मेरे। Yes, there is a very important seminar is to be held on 17th of September at Nishat Hotel. It will start at 4 p.m. and will end at the dinner time. It's a wonderful seminar going to be, and in that particular seminar we are going to launch our mega project, which is the smart card Rotary Pakistan corporate card. That will be a wonderful launching ceremony there. And if you want to be a member of that particular membership of that card, you'll have to bring your name and your Rotary identification number. That you'll have to give there with the fee, and you will get that card within a few days' time. And please don't forget to come to that seminar, which is one of its kind. For the very first time, we are going to recognize all those members who they are in Rotary and doing their work, doing their service since decades. आपको सबको जो है वहाँ पे हम रिकग्नाइज करेंगे, जिसके 5 साल हो गए, 10 साल हो गए, 20 साल हो गए, 25 साल हो गए और 40 साल हो गए। ऐसे भी दोस्त हैं जो 40 से भी ज़्यादा साल हो गए रोटरी में। उनको सबको रिकग्नाइज किया जाएगा, उनके क्लब्स को सर्टिफिकेट्स दिए जाएंगे, और आपको भी रिकग्निशन सर्टिफिकेट्स एंड जो उन्होंने प्लान किया है, मैं उसको खोलना नहीं चाहता हूँ। आप ज़रूर तशरीफ़ लाएँ और उसका हिस्सा बनें। उसकी रजिस्ट्रेशन जिसने नहीं करवाई है वो अभी रोटरी क्लब ऑफ लाहौर सिटी के जो दो दोस्त हमारे बैठे हुए हैं, हाथ उठा दें अपना, इनसे आप अभी मिलके और अपनी रजिस्ट्रेशन करवा सकते हैं, आपको वहाँ पे कोई हैसल नहीं होगी। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
सारे थैंक यू तो सारे खुद कर दिए उन्होंने, they have thanked everybody. I'm here to pay special thanks to our guests who have traveled from all over Pakistan to this chamber today. We are very grateful to Honorable Saif Sahab, Aziz Meman Sahab, who travelled from Karachi. And most of all, we are grateful to Barry Rassin for being here. It could not have been possible without the help of J.Scheik Sahab. Thank you very much, J.Scheik Sahab, for arranging the wonderful function. And the cooperation that we got from the Chambers of Commerce of Islamabad, we are very, very grateful to you. A big hand for them, please. And thank you very much, Governor, Lions Club, all the lions and the lionesses. मैं मिलते करती रही कि एक $100 देते, पर वो कह रहे हैं हम अगले साल देंगे. So they think they are also good looking and they participated. Thank you very much, sir and madam, and lions and lionesses, and all the boats who travelled from Lahore. Thank you very much. A big hand for people who came from Islamabad. And thank you very much all past district governors. Actually, मेरे पास NF नहीं है. They've written a lot of things. मैंने किसको thank you कहना है, मुझे कुछ नहीं नजर आता. This governor nominee that you have made, you made her a bit late. You should have made her a governor like 4 years ago. अब ना मेरी आँखें काम करती हैं, ना मुझे सुनाई देते हैं. दोनों कानों में, उसके तो एक कान में कुछ है, मेरे तो दोनों कानों के अंदर hearing aid. After my fall, I can't hear anything, I can't see anything. But I'm so grateful because all the men are looking good and all the women are looking also, okay. So thank you very much for coming, everybody, and I'm very grateful. And next time I remember to keep my anak with me. Thank you very much.